Hi, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me for your June horoscope. Super excited to see what's coming up for the scales in June. You believe it's already halfway through the year. I know that's not, I know I'm not the only person to say that, but my God. Can't believe we're already here. Woo! All right. Libra. Ooh, that's a nice one to start. Okay, Libra. What is Libra? Sun, moon, and rising. Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising. Need to know in June 2017 for their highest good. Only and always for the highest good. Okay. Make sure you can see everybody. Libra. Libra. Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising, Libra June, Libra June 2017, Libra. Libra, June, right, 2017. Right, you can see everybody there, Libra. Let's migrate a teeny bit. See everybody now. Log. Sorry about that, Libra. I'm spatially challenged. Okay, here we go. And I should say that you probably noticed that I was turning any cards that came in upside down, right side up. I'm an intuitive reader, so I do not read the direction that the cards come in. I read directly the impressions and messages that I receive from Spirit about them. So I've gotten a couple questions and comments about that in the past, so I just always want to make that clear. Okay, Libra, this is an interesting array of cards, and I feel like you're going to go through kind of an interesting array of emotions in the month of June. I feel like there's a major level up, but gosh, I almost want to use the phrase like it has come at the cost of something. That you are going through this separation anxiety, is the phrase Spirit just used. This grief, this sorrow, and it's because something has ended out of nowhere. I feel like these are general readings, Libra, so some messages will resonate more than others. But I feel like regardless of whether it comes in the professional field or your romantic life, I do feel like there's some shocking change that has really set your scales swinging. And you're dealing with the aftermath and the evolution. And the reason I said it's an interesting array of energies is it's like, yes, you are going through this pain and this shocking event and this heartache, but gosh, it's also June is also an incredible month of achievement and leveling up. And I really feel like, Libra, a lot of you are going to handle this with a lot of grace, which of course, yes, you're Venusian, you tend to be pretty graceful, but I mean in the sense that I suppose that for a lot of you, and I should say for some, because I also see some of you dealing with it a little differently, but I'll get to that in just a second. But some of you are going to be very intuitive. The High Priestess is here, and she's sitting right next to the moon, which is next to this grief and this crying over spilt milk. So this is something that's already happened. This is something that's already occurred. And a lot of you know that it's right. That even though it hurts and it just fucking sucks, not to mince words, it's so hard and it's so painful. Like some of you, it's like you've ended a relationship with somebody that you wanted to be with, or that it's a shame, or they've ended it with you, but that you know that that's the right thing. That you know it's for, in a way, your own good. And that you've learned a lot from this. But of course that doesn't make it easy. That doesn't make it, like, fun. But you've learned. And a lot of you, like I said, are going to be trusting your intuition and kind of recognizing, I mean, the moon is here to say there's mystery, there's transformation, there's times of feeling like you're completely in the dark and unsure where things are going, where am I even headed? And the landscape is shifting. So the thing about the High Priestess is she knows things reveal themselves in time. Don't go struggling trying to find answers. Answers are coming to you. Go with the flow of this transformation, including the Tower. It's like if something has been detonated, if something is falling apart, if you're being thrown from the nest, then the only thing to do is fly. And it can be exactly the fire that you need lit under you, Libra. It can drive you to a new level. It can bring you face to the face with the truth. And I feel like you're also, a lot of you, going to be speaking the truth. In fact, I feel like some of you need to be a little bit careful that you don't say anything, and this is not like you, Libra, but basically anything too harsh or anything too off the cuff in a moment of anger and like built up resentment. Because it's not like you are one to fly off the handle the first time someone says something rude, but you are the type to smile and let it slide 400 times and then on the 401st time lose it. Because you just can't believe that they let it get to this point, quote unquote. But it's like, Libra, like, yes, the truth is you need to put up a boundary and say, excuse me, I don't do that, or don't do that to me, or I don't like that, or whatever this is. So some of you are being asked to put up boundaries, or that you just have. And now you're dealing with, you know, both the positives and the negatives of having done that. So just know, Spirit wants you to know, it's like it's normal to grieve, even if it's a good thing. So let's talk about this brilliant idea. You're trusting your intuition. You're reaching this new level of knowledge. This break that is changing your life, and this grief and this shock, like I said, is lighting a fire underneath you. And you have this vision, and Spirit is saying, like, you've already come so far. Wow. I even feel... Okay, so Libra, just a reminder that these are general readings, and I'm saying that because I'm about to talk about a little bit of romance, and I never want to be too general with that, so this is what I'm going to say. These are general again, and if any of this is resonating to a point that you'd like to talk one-on-one, my shop is linked below if you'd like to book with me. That being said, I do feel that for some of you, there's a new romantic avenue opening up. And Spirit just said that for some of you, yes, like it is like, wow, you meet this person and there's chemistry. And for others of you, it's like you have opened up the avenue by cutting off what wasn't working. You have opened up the energetic channel. And if you do not meet this person in June, maybe it takes till July. I don't know. Maybe it takes till August. We'll see what your cards say then. We'll see what your comments say about June. How many of you meet somebody or have something finally, Spirit just gave me the word like frizzen to life. Like the spark finally like gets a chance for some air. Like the possibility is now in the air and something is coalescing. I feel like something is coalescing creatively for a lot of you, and something is coalescing romantically for a lot of you. And for those of you for whom it's not romantic, it could be that the spark of creativity in your vision, there's a partner. Or there is some kind of support in that. And there's an exchange of gifts. Like, and when I say that, Spirit is using that, like they're doing the homonym on purpose. They could be gifts that you receive, and they could be the gifts that are your skills. Like you and someone else have complementary skills or talents, or also that you're receiving something from somebody that is like, what? This is awesome. And they're like, no, you did this for me, and that's why I'm doing this for you. I love that. So look out for someone who feels very natural with you. I feel like there's just a natural affinity there, and even though it's like a natural affinity, you're just different enough. Like Spirit really does want to use the phrase like complementary skills, because you put together, I'm not saying you make your two halves of a whole, because Libra, that is a dangerous, I'm about to maybe incur some bad comments, but I feel that that is a dangerous myth to perpetuate. It's not as if you are half of something, you are whole. But when the two of you put your complementary parts together, there is something to the idea that when the two of you together, there is something greater. But there's nothing to the idea that you're two halves of a whole, you know. I just want to make that distinction. I feel like it's also important to make that distinction because of the card that is sitting right here. And right under the tower, gosh, all the more reason that I feel like for some of you, this tower falling apart, this detonation is setting you free. But some of you are going to hang on really hard to the past. Because these are general readings, Libra. So like I said, some of you, I feel like you've had the conversation and you've done the separating and you're dealing with that. Some of you are mourning because you're still there. You're still feeling trapped. You're still holding on to something that really is like, you're too big for it. Like it's a skin you need to shed, basically. You've outgrown something. I mean, look at you sitting in this tiny little sandbox of a fortress. There's so much more for you out there. And it is out there. I feel like some Libras are dreaming about moving and leaving. Like your dream, your vision is somewhere else. It's like, I need to go over the mountain. I need to go elsewhere. I need to go. And Libra, the truth is you can go way bigger. Whenever the world is here, and then you have that Ace of Wands of inspiration, and you have that, you have the vision, you have the partnership, and the passion. And it looks like you're either severing in June, or you have already severed some bonds that, wow, Spirit just said like they're using that word deliberately as well, like meaning bonds as in like human, emotional bonds, and the kind of bonds that tie you up. You've severed a lot of that. Some of you are still thinking about it. But that is setting you free as well. Libra, there's unpleasantness about June, and you're a very pleasant sign. And Spirit is just bringing me back to that Page of Swords. It's like, this is who you need to embody this month as you're going through all of this. Is sure, you may not be the best at saying no, or at saying this is my space and step back. Or I don't like that, or I want this, or I need this. Because you're always thinking of the other. But if you embody the Page of Swords this month, I feel like what Spirit is showing me is like you with a machete hacking your way through the like emotional jungle. Like you are going to find your way much sooner if you're not delicately pushing past like, oh, excuse me, Ivy. Oh, excuse me, Vine. Oh, pardon me, but may I? No, like, nope. I said no. I said the line is here. Line is here. And if you cannot stay on that side of the line, then I cannot associate with you because you are not healthy for me. It's going to change a lot, Libra, but you will feel more empowered if you do it. You'll feel more empowered and less like you're sitting and watching your cups empty out. Instead, you're saying, I don't think what's in these cups is good for me. Kick them over. Okay. So now let's look at your fiercely focused spread, which if you haven't been here before, we get a theme for your month, and then some action steps for the different realms, like your career and your money, your love life, when it comes to your communications, and even your spirituality and creativity. Wow, this card is wanting to jump. You guys aren't even the ones yet. Okay. All right, so let's start with the theme. What does Libra need to know, embody, or be aware of for their highest good? Libra in June. In the month of June. Libra. Libra. Huh. Appropriate, eh, Libra? Temperance. Balance. Flow. Again, like they were saying, you know, those of you who are willing to be adaptable and to be intuitive and to look within instead of without and adjust according to what you need and what you want, and not be responding, I should use the word reacting, to what other people desire. You need to give yourself some time, some balance, and Spirit is also talking about diet and hydration. Like there's some of you that are a little dehydrated and that need more nutrients as well. So it's like you're vitamin deficient and dehydrated, some of you. So it's like, you know, eat something leafy and green or really bright red, you know what I mean? Like eat some colorful fruits and vegetables, drink a lot of water, take a walk, get circulation, and bring more moderation into your life. Don't live at extremes, Libra. People, you know, you are the sign of balance, but people can kind of get confused about what that means. It doesn't mean you're always in balance. It means that you're always working to achieve balance. So this month, it's like invoke a little more self-care. Even if it's like once a week, I do this for an hour. Whatever it is for you, Libra, if it's like a long bath, or you know, that's my 1 hour besides my job and the kids and everything else that I do, to like read a book, do a face mask, get a manicure, whatever, Libra. Do a little something for yourself. Take a little more balance and care with yourself, a little more moderation. That is what's going to lead you to success. Spirit is pointing out here for me the crown at the end of this path. They're like, yes, you need flow and exchange and the combination of structure and discipline, but also that self-care. So it's both, you know? Okay. Stay still, Temperance. I'm trying to spin. Okay. So now let's look at what would benefit you most, Libra, in June when it comes to the physical and financial aspect of your life. When it comes to money, comes to your career or job, and even your physical body. Ooh. Drop half the deck. What does Libra most need to know or do when it comes to the earth element in June? Okay, tighten your belt, Libra. And for some of you, it's like you may actually be again, that tower, like they said, these are general readings, Libra, so I don't want to scare you. If this doesn't resonate with you and there's no thunderclouds on the horizon about this, then I don't want you to worry. But if that tower is for some of you something like losing a job or having to quit a job or getting suddenly evicted or something like that, where all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, where am I going to get the money to take care of this and close the gap? Spirit is saying, it's not that they think a lot of you are going to deal with that, but even the fact that some of you are suffering with that fear, it's like this is a sign to you. The same way that Temperance is coming out to say, hey, moderation and don't live in extremes. It's kind of living in extreme if you're living from paycheck to paycheck, because if one big bad thing goes wrong, everything is thrown into chaos and everything is thrown into worry. And it's like if I grabbed the, base of your scales and went, and just they're jangling around. You know what I mean? Like, you do not need that, Libra. You need peace of mind. You work best in a beautiful, peaceful environment, and you will feel that way if you do a little bit more focusing on saving and on spending frugally and enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like, making maybe even a game of it. Like, you know what? I only cook at home now, and I love it. It's delicious. Like, I challenge myself to make something as good or better than what I could get in a restaurant tonight, for, 4 or 5 times what I pay if I make it at home. Take care of your financial future, Libra. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you like luxurious objects, and maybe you could set some kind of major savings goal, and half of that savings goal is for your future, and half of it is for some luxurious trip or object, or bit of fashion, whatever your thing is, Libra, piece of art. But I feel like tighten your belt. And the flip side of that is be grateful for what you do have. So if there are moments of anxiety about money, be grateful for whatever it is you have, whether it is a roof over your head, or whether it's the fact that you have people that will support you if you did get something like a lost job or got evicted, that somebody would give you a roof over your head, family or friend. Be grateful, for the fact that you're breathing, that you're healthy, that you have, your senses, that you're looking at YouTube right now because you live in the, first world, or at least nearby enough. I feel like Spirit is like showing me an arrow, and it's like you want to go up, Libra, so you've got to push. You've got to push yourself, and it's got to be with balance, and it's got to be the same thing that they were saying about balancing self-care and structure. So it's like at the same time as you're pushing yourself to save and to work hard, you need to make sure you feel rewarded and that you're giving yourself a lot of props and a lot of like lower cost ways to take care of and pamper yourself. Save up. And I've been feeling, and I think I told you this last month, that things are opening up for you in July. It's like July, August, things are really kicking into high gear. So for now, buckle down and save. And then when the boon comes and you get something really awesome later, you've got a nice little cushion like that you've already started taking care of, and you can have a little more fun, okay? Okay. So now, let's look at what you're thinking. What's going through your head, Libra? Or what are you talking about? Or who is talking to you? What's going on in the mental realm for Libra in June 17th? Bit of anxiety. So for some of you, this could be related to the same feeling about scarcity and worrying how things are going to go. Or even for some of you, Spirit just said that's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. And some of you are like, oh my God, I have so many deadlines, and so many, my quota is this, or how am I going to pay the rent, or oh my God, I forgot to pay this, credit card bill. And I feel like you have so many thoughts in your head, Libra. A beautiful thing for you to do this month, part of that temperance idea, is to really map things out, write things down. Like, whether it's on a big piece of paper, or if you have like a dry erase calendar or a wall calendar or desk calendar, something like that. Start mapping out, like breaking down those projects, breaking down those deadlines, breaking down that calendar, and when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Start writing it in. Make a plan, Libra. Like, you are very smart and you take great initiative, but sometimes it would benefit you to slow down. Slow down, really plan it out, really... Again, Spirit is saying it's like that part of this is, again, drawing those boundaries and being that Page of Swords. Because how much of this anxiety that you're feeling is yours, Libra, and how much of it is people pleasing. And oh my God, what is XYZ going to say about me if XYZ? Okay? So be sure that you draw lines, not just for other people, but for yourself. Like, hey, what am I doing sitting here worrying about blah when... That's not my life, that's their choice, or this and that. Like, focus on you a little bit more, Libra, and taking care of you and getting your scales in order. And again, write things down. Get a notebook or a planner, whatever it is that is going to help you figure it out. You need to plan things out and write things down so that it's not all swimming around in your head making you feel like this. Like, make lists, whatever it is that works for you. Different people, different things, but write it down on paper or on screen or whatever, so you're not at the very least thinking, oh God, did I forget something? Did I forget something? Did I forget something? Okay. So now let's see what's going on with you emotionally, Libra. What are you feeling? How are you relating? In June 2017, what does Libra need to know? I'm so sorry, Libra. Well, I always feel like everything's on purpose. This guy is mixed up in your emotion cards, so he must want to go over here with the swords. That's actually a really gorgeous card to get on top. That is clarity. That is movement and moving on from that anxiety, Libra. So Spirit works in mysterious ways. Like, I don't know how that sword got mixed up with cups. But there it is, wanting to be seen. And saying, you know what, these lessons that you're learning, it's time to take them forward. That's why they're here in the boat. They're like these mythical swords, because they're not puncturing the boat, but they're with him. They could cause damage, but they're not. What you learn, you will take with you forward, Libra. And you're moving from sort of torrential times and stormy waters to clarity and to new horizons. So, like they said, the landscape is changing and you're going through this metamorphosis kind of, which is why they want you to be adaptable, and that's a beautiful omen. And the Six of Swords is a beautiful omen, especially alongside Temperance. It's like, talk about balance, talk about clarity. That is definitely a card of like, you have found your compass and you're going to be able to follow it, those boundaries, those understanding what you want and need and going toward it with less anxiety. Okay. All right, so now for real, let's look at what you're feeling. What's going on in the emotional world, unless there's another random sword in here. Let's find out. Okay, what is Libra feeling? What's going on in their heart in June? What do they need to know about their emotions? Wow. Well, that's lovely, Libra. Somebody is making you an offer. Could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But whatever sign this person is, they're very sweet. They are vulnerable. They are probably kind of poetic in their way. Maybe it's just that they're so open that it's like, it's just so sweet that you would think it was fake, except it's so real. You know, they're not faking it one bit. That is not the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is somebody who has a completely open heart and they really want an honest exchange and an honest, Spirit just said, emotional connection. And because these are general readings, Libra, I won't say that every one of you, it's like, oh, there's somebody coming in looking for a romantic relationship, but you did have that Two of Cups in your reading. So for a lot of you, yes, there is a romantic connection coming in, and a new one, I feel. And for some of you, maybe this is the partner and it's not romantic. Maybe it's just, again, the offering of that skill. But I really am feeling for a lot of you like, ooh, there's chemistry here. Something exciting. Okay, Libra. And on that note, on the note of chemistry and exciting things, let's look at what's energizing you. Whether it's sparking your creativity or firing up your anger or your urge for competition, what is activating you in June? What does Libra need to know that is catalyzing them in June? Woo! Wow. Wow. Okay, so this is somebody else in your life, Libra. Somebody is sending you a message, and I feel like this person is young. And if they're not chronologically younger than you, it's like they're a little less mature or they're a little less cynical. And I don't mean that you're cynical, but I mean that they are very optimistic and I feel like very exuberant, even like a little inexperienced, but they make up for it with their passion. And listen to this person. This person has a unique perspective, is what Spirit is saying, and they have a message for you. So for some of you, this could even be a child. Whether it's your child or you work with children and somebody's going to say something really interesting to you this month. Or if it's like, oh, it's the intern at work. Somebody that you're like, oh my God, but they're like 19. How could they have like this really innovative, like, or crazy profound insight? But I feel like this person is going to... this person is going to prop you up, is what Spirit just said. This person wants to support you. I love it, Libra. You might want the support this month. So go ahead and lean on those people that are there to support you, because you are going through a transformation. And I feel like June is kind of a flashpoint and a turning point, because I've been saying, and I'm still feeling like July and July into August are going to be a big uptick. So this is the like, okay, this is the, you know, if I'm going to put it in physical terms, this is like the last push-up. It's the hardest one because you've just done 50 or 100. So the last one is like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, can I do this? I'm about to fall down. You're not going to fall down, Libra. You can make this trek. You're buckling down. People are coming in at the right time with the right help for you. Be open to the inspiration. Get clear with yourself. Draw lines. Be honest, and you're going to be great. And I feel like from here, it's up. It's all up. Thank you so much, Libra, for joining me. I always really appreciate it, and I would love to hear what you feel about this, what you've been going through, whether it's down below in the comments, or if you want to find me on social media, I've linked all that stuff below. And I want you to know I really appreciate every like, every comment, every share, and subscribe, of course. So thank you for that, and I hope this helps you make a magical month, and I hope to see you in July. Bye, Libra.